they're at the same size.
So Freeberg, when you look at this race between these two giants, maybe your thoughts on the flywheel as it relates, as Travis is pointing out, to advantages in compute, reinforcement learning, and then also the ability to fundraise. One of the great things that Travis and the team did was, as they were pulling away, they just sucked all the oxygen out of the room by using capital as a weapon. So your thoughts, Dave, on this high stakes game? Well, because there's also a point at which, and I'll just end on this, there's a point at which you could run off the cliff. You raise so much money and you deploy it so fast and the revenue doesn't catch up to it. And then you go public and the markets don't believe the story. So your thoughts, Freeberg?
I don't know the financials of the two companies well enough. Obviously, Sam has no problem raising money. The guy, didn't he just close like $150 billion round or something?
How much?
$122 billion.
$122 billion.
Largest round ever raised in any market, I think, private or public.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy.
So
public, yeah.
That doesn't seem to be an issue. What I've noticed is just the pace of innovation at Anthropic is, from my experience, unprecedented. I mean, their release cadence is extraordinary. They've basically supplanted OpenClaw already with this release they did a few days ago. And then today, the new Opus model got dropped. So there's something about the momentum, not in necessarily just in user growth, but in how they're operating this business, that just seems to be head and shoulders above everyone else in the cadence of upgrades. If I look back 6 months ago, I think we were pretty heavy on Cursor and Gemini, and now I think we're probably 90% Anthropic in just the last 6 months at my organization. There's something very powerful about the flywheel they have going on.
Yeah, but here's where I'd go, just real quick, Dave, is mad respect on a $120 or $130 billion raise. I mean, This is obviously next level, but you can use capital and investment to acquire scale and network effects associated with it. But if somebody is getting that scale with revenue and let's call it contribution margin, contribution profit, efficiency will outstrip subsidy. And you can't just keep raising $100 billion things forever. That's where the train will stop. And if Anthropic is funding theirs through revenue and other folks are funding it through investment, there's like a short-term solve, but the long run is whoever is scaling their actual usage and system and ultimately with contribution profit that then soaks up the need for investment. That's a very scary machine if you're competing against it.
Which is exactly, Sachs, what